Well, got me some breakfast, changed clothes. I put on these old overalls that have paint on them because I'm going to be painting today. And Stacy picked up some, I picked up a little bunch of onions. They don't look all that pretty, and some red romaine lettuce and then regular romaine lettuce. And we're going to try it out here. I got these buckets and stuff here, but I got to get some water going. I put some more dirt in these tubs, and these buckets here are about right, but I'm gonna soak them down real good before I plant them, and get some water going here and see what I can do. And I had a wonderful breakfast Josie had fixed up for me, and she had me eggs and bologna. And I don't know about y'all, but I love fried bologna. You know, I'm one of them health people, so my bologna has to be just right. You know, it's got to be the healthy kind. It's got to have garlic. You know, garlic's good for you, so I like garlic bologna. And I like it with all the parts in it: beef, pork, and chicken. You need your well-balanced food group. You need the parts of all those animals in your bologna. And then some good old eggs, and you just can't hardly beat it. So to offset some of that health food, I gotta grow some of this unhealthy stuff, this here lettuce stuff we're gonna put out today. So no, I know it's probably not real healthy for you, but like I heard someone say this morning, if you eat, you're gonna die, and if you don't eat, you're gonna die. You know, for a while they say don't drink milk, it'll kill you. Then they tell you to drink milk because it's healthy for you. It just on and on and on. You know, the sky's falling, everything's going to kill us, and I ain't worried about all that. But we do have common sense things, and I happen to like lettuce, and it's just a fact that greens are healthy for you, and lettuce and stuff like that. So, but anyway, I like growing it and like to eat what it grows. So, and maybe growing some of my own healthy stuff will offset some of this unhealthy bologna. Anyway, I'm gonna go over here and get the water hose, come back and soak this stuff down and see if I can get some plants planted. Alrighty, I got these planted here in these buckets. Now these buckets are Leon and Gardening with Leon. He's down in southern Oklahoma, got a YouTube channel, check him out. You put a coffee can, whatever you got, he's got pop bottles, does different stuff, and that's what I've done here is copied off him. And I grew tomatoes in these buckets last year. They did very well. These two do not have that, so stuff in them don't do quite as well when it gets hot weather. But this time of the year early, they'll do just fine. I didn't want to dump them out and start over. And these tubs here, I've just got dirt in them. I do have coffee cans down in them with holes in them, but I don't have a pipe to water them, and they're just something that I experimented with, and they do pretty good. You have to keep them watered really well in the hot summer. This time of the year is not no big problem. But anyway, Gardening with Leon, he got this started with these self-wicking tubs, got a very good idea. And then other people are doing it. You can go check out Arms Family Homestead here in Oklahoma. They have, they're doing the wicking tubs. He's got some really neat stuff. Then there is Texas Prepper 2. I know I'm missing some others that's doing this, but you can plant in these tubs. And but anyway, I'm gonna plant onions in these tubs, and the reason is my fence is down around my garden, and my chickens and everything can get in there. And I'm thinking I just wanted to experiment with this too, so I'm gonna take and grow a few onions in here. And I like the onion plants. Some people like the actual bulbs, and I don't know if it matters too much, just whatever is your preference. Onions are so easy to grow. You know, this right here is in the pathway of where I go out here to feed the chickens and stuff every day. Got to get that rubber band off with one hand, it's kind of hard. But anyway, I come by here to feed the chickens by these tubs every day coming from the house. So I'll be able to come in here and check on these. And all I'm going to do is make me some little holes. You probably don't even have to take anything. I just got a Sharpie here. And I can do quite a few onions in one little old tub, it looks like here. And I'll go over here. This got peat moss in it. I use, I've already mentioned this, but I do the method that Hollis and Nancy, they've moved down to Florida. But this is the way they do. They use peat moss and some other stuff in theirs, and black cow and stuff like that. I don't have any black cow to mix into this, but I have mixed it in. Black cow, I've got plenty of cow manure here, so I could just use it. It's just the black cow, I believe, has already been taken care of, so you wouldn't get seeds of foreign seeds coming up in your stuff. But you don't want these real deep, just barely in the ground. And when they go to making, I'll have to come out here and pull them, rake the dirt back around from them. And one thing I like to do is make sure the soil is good and wet here when I plant. And I'm not claiming to be nothing special. I copy off other people. When I see something that works, there's people around here that garden. There's people on YouTube that garden. It's got excellent ideas and videos. And one thing that's nice right now doing this, I can sit in a chair here. I got an old metal chair here. I can just sit here and it's not bad on my back or nothing. And this is kind of a lazy man's way of gardening, I guess. But anyway, it's going real quick. I'll have this one bunch of onions done. I usually plant more than this in the garden, but since I can't, I'm kind of got things tied up in my garden right now. But anyway, and I'll put some fertilizer in here, some triple 13 lightly. I want today. I'll give them a few days to go here, but this dirt is so soft that it's going to work real good. But anyway, you can even take, I've still got the Sharpie in my pocket here, but you could take and just barely put these down in the ground. You don't want them very deep. And when they get to making their bulbs, you'll come back out here and rake the dirt away and let the sun get to the bulbs, and you'll get big onions. I always grow really good onions here in Oklahoma. I don't know how it's going to turn out in these pots, though, because I usually grow them out in the garden, like I've already stated probably a half a dozen times here. But anyway, and just kind of, 2 or 3, 4 inches apart. Not no big science to what you got to do or nothing. Try to have them where they're standing up. This type of weather we're having right now, it's still cold at night but warm during the day. These dudes will get a hold so easy and they'll take off. But if you're growing them where your chickens can get around them, or your turkeys, and I've got some baskets, big cement wired type baskets, and I'm going to take and put around these things to kind of help so the chickens won't get in here, because chickens like this fresh soil, and my chickens sometimes come up in the yard here. And anyway, here's a little bitty tiny one. Now that don't look like that'll do much, but plant them little dudes, plant them in there, get them started. You'll be surprised, most of them little ones will just take off and will grow you a big old onion. I love onions, and eating them with beans and about anything, any kind of meat or whatever. Just have a good old fresh sliced onion. And onion's supposed to be really healthy for you. So there's the finished product. I got 4 containers of onions planted here. I got 3 in each one of these pots, these self-wicking buckets. And so there's the start, my first plantings of spring of 2020. We'll see how it turns out here. I've got these little nightlight doodads here. I'm gonna put that one up in the the tub there, and it'll light this pathway up better, maybe be a little bit higher up. Someone gave me these actually, and they've been out here for a while, and I don't even know if they still work. I haven't noticed at night. I got a night light on the pole out here, so I don't really need light out here. But I thought in the summertime, when the snakes are out, this would help light up my pathway. So these little old lights here are put out here, and I seen this down here kind of low, and I was like, they're liable to get knocked down, so I'll put them up there higher, and little solar lights. And if I come out here at night this summer and they're working, maybe they'll light this pathway up. I have to come out after dark and lock up the chickens. Anyway, there's our veggies starting out. Hopefully Lord sends the sunshine and the rain, everything will go good, and maybe later this summer we can harvest some good old onions and lettuce and do a video on that. Hey, appreciate you watching. God bless you. We're gone.